Hey everyone, what is going on? And how's everybody doing today? I am personally sick. I guess I caught something when I was in Connecticut. I don't know. I have a really bad headache. I have a cough. I have a sore throat. I just feel lousy. So, I have aches and chills. So, probably not going to have too many videos over the course of the next few days. But that's okay. We're just basically waiting for next season anyway, because next season begins next week. So, but either way, I decided to try the Open Master League with a non-XL team. So the team is going to be Gyarados, Ursaluna, and Florges. I just went in with it with fun. I didn't do that bad. So let's go ahead and dive right into these videos and see what we got going on for us. So, the Master League as well as the Catch Cup currently going on. So I'm going to go ahead and take this attack. I knew it was a Sky attack. It doesn't KO me, which allows me to get off this Aqua Tail, which is very nice indeed. So this will be enough to KO the Lugia or get the shield, and the Lugia does go down. So Ho-Oh is coming in. Ho-Oh will be able to finish me off. Can't really bring in Florges, so I do bring in the Ursaluna. And I'm going to go ahead and throw this Thunder Punch before the Ho-Oh gets off an attack. And my opponent is going to go ahead and actually shield that one. I am going to be hit with an attack. I'm going to go ahead and shield it. It is going to be a Sacred Fly. That would do a lot of damage. It also debuffs my attack, which is not good, right? Another attack coming in. This is this going to be the Brave Bird? It is. So I actually, Zekrom actually comes in. So I'm going to go ahead and switch out into Florges right now. I do have a Thunder Punch ready to go and loaded on my Ursaluna. I'm going to go ahead and take this attack. I know it's going to be a Fusion Bolt. Yes, it could be Wild Charge, but most of them are running Fusion Bolt nowadays. So I'm going to go ahead and go for this attack right now. It's going to be Moonblast. That will be enough to KO. So I do make a mistake here. Well, first of all, I throw the Disarming Voice, which is fine. So I throw the Disarming Voice, and at will connect. I'm trying to get to... For some reason, I don't go for Disarming Voice. I tried to get to the Moonblast. You know what? If I got off that Disarming Voice, I would have gotten off this Thunder Punch, and that would have been enough to KO. Now it doesn't KO the Ho-Oh, and they go off an attack. I was going for the Moonblast because I thought Ho-Oh won CMP against Ursaluna. I'm not familiar with Ursaluna's stats, so that's my bad. But still, even if it did, and even if I got off the Moonblast, I still would have lost. So I definitely made a mistake there. Obviously, that cost me the game, but that's okay. Good game, well played to my opponent. Let's go ahead and move into the next battle. It is a shiny Ho-Oh, a beautiful shiny as well, right? So I'm just going to go ahead and throw this before they could possibly debuff me with Sacred Fire. And I do pick up the shield. I think I decided to call the Brave Bird and shield. So I'm going to go ahead and shield this, and it is in fact a Brave Bird. So that is a good shield by me. My opponent is going to go ahead and bring in Kyogre. Okay, so I go ahead and bring in my Ursaluna right now. It takes a while to get to high horsepower. I think it's a good Pokemon, but it just takes a while to get to. I'm going to go ahead and shield, and it's a good thing I do because it's a Draco. And because they threw a Draco, I am not anticipating a shield on my high horsepower, so I do go ahead and go for this high horsepower, which will be enough to KO. See, my opponent does not shield that. Out comes Ho-Oh. So I'm going to go ahead and throw the Thunder Punch. Super effective damage. It is a weak move, non-stab, but still doing decent damage. My opponent is going to go ahead and get off an attack. And Brave Bird will be enough to finish me off, but that is okay. I bring in the Florges now, actually, because I call a Zekrom in the back, and I knew my opponent would switch out right away. I've seen that team plenty of times, Ho-Oh with the Double Dragon in the back, right? I think that was House Stark's team, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, that's why I bring the Florges. I knew they would switch out right away. I'm going to go ahead and go for another one. That was a nice call by my opponent to call the Disarming Voice, but I do go for another one. Fusion Bolt will not be enough to KO me, so I'm going to go ahead and let it go. Very nice indeed. Can I get to another one? I can get to another one. This is going to be enough to finish off the Zekrom, and then I'm going to switch out immediately into my Gyarados. And I do have an Aqua Tail, but my opponent will concede. That's going to be a great game. Very well played to my opponent. Alright, let's move on. It's going to be my Gyarados into my opponent's Excadrill. Pretty good here. I mean, it's okay. It's okay just because you have... Well, in this case, I have Dragon Breath, so my opponent is resisting the attacks. Oh, God. Excuse me. Whew. Anyway, I do get off this Aqua Tail. Very nice indeed. I'm going to go ahead and shield this one up. Obviously, Rock Slide would be enough to KO me, so good shield by me. I can't farm down, so I'm going to go ahead and throw an Aqua Tail, which will KO. And my opponent will let it go. That's fine. So my opponent is going to go ahead and bring in the Gyarados. I remember this one. So I'm going to be able to get off the crunch, which is really nice. I do believe I get the debuff, which is nice as well, right? So I do get the debuff, and guess what? I'm actually able to make it to an Aqua Tail. I did not think I was going to make it to this Aqua Tail, but I do barely make it. Let's go. So the shield there, very nice. So I bring in Florges, can't, or at least I don't want to take any of the waterfall damage or the Aqua Tail with my Ursaluna. Out comes Ho-Oh, so I'm going to go ahead and bring in my Ursaluna right now. Tackles and Thunder Punch definitely adding up. Not the best in terms of damage, but it's not the worst either. I'm going to be able to get off this Thunder Punch, and I do pick up a shield there. Do I shield or let this one go? I do go ahead and shield this one up. It's going to be a Sacred Fire, makes sense. But the good thing is my opponent does not get the debuff, right? So I'm going to go ahead and get off this Thunder Punch right now. And that Thunder Punch is going to connect. And my opponent is going to go ahead and get off an attack. This is going to KO me. Brave Bird. Sacred Fire, it is Sacred Fire, that's fine. I'm just going to let it go. Not that I have a choice. But I'm going to go ahead and get off this Dazzling Gleam. This Dazzling Gleam will be enough to KO. Very nice. Now out comes Gyarados. So basically all I need is a Dazzling Gleam to KO the Gyarados. And I wasn't sure if my opponent would be able to make it to 2 Aqua Tails. And I wasn't sure if another Aqua Tail would KO. But at this range, I think I barely live it. But regardless, I do make it to a Dazzling... Dazzling Gleam and KO and take that win. Excuse me. Good game. Well played to my opponent. Let's go ahead and move into the next battle. Okay, so I do have Gyarados into Dialga. Okay, so usually how I play this one, I just stay in and go for Crunch, and I call the attack. I call the Iron Head, and it always has been Iron Head. So, of course, Iron Head actually will not KO me, so my opponent is going to go ahead and let that one go. And I actually make it to an Aqua Tail. This is the game where my opponent is just going for the Fawn down. So I do successfully get to the Aqua Tail. And can I make it to another one? But my opponent actually switches out. I should have switched out right away, but that's fine. Instead of letting them Fawn me down. But I do bring in the Florges. Okay, Kyogre is going to go ahead and go for this attack right now. Going to be a Surf, of course. So that's fine. I could take that. I'm going to go ahead and get off this Moonblast. And I do want to get to a Dazzling Gleam afterwards, and I am able to get there, but it is CP, and Kyogre is going to be able to win CP, so I do go ahead and shield this one up, and obviously it's going to be a Surf, but that's fine. I do get off this Dazzling Gleam. Will my opponent shield? Will they let this one go? Let's see what they decide to do. They let it go. Switch it into Ursaluna. It's a Giratina. It's a guarantee. It's a guarantee. I am really sick, I'm telling you. So my opponent is just going to go ahead and throw attacks. I resist everything besides Dragon Pulse, which is really nice for me. And most of the time they don't have Dragon Pulse. So that's good. My opponent is double resisting tackle. I'm double resisting. Yeah, as I said, double resisting everything. Right? So another attack coming in, it's going to be Shadow Ball. That's fine. I do go ahead and throw the higher horsepower right now. Into the Giratina, and that is going to connect. Another one will be enough to KO. I just have to watch out for the catch. And I think this was a CMP. This is another thing that surprised me. I thought Giratina won CMP. Again, I'm not familiar with Ursaluna's attacks, or not attacks, but stats, as I mentioned earlier. So, but either way, my opponent did not shield that one up. So I'm going to be able to throw a Thunder Punch right now into the Giratina. This will be enough to KO. And I switch into Florges right away to catch this Iron Head. So this is going to KO the Florges, but that's fine. And I do bring in my Ursaluna, and I'm trying to get to the tackle. Come on, is it going to be a tie? No, I'm barely able to get down that Dialga. Literally, one more Dragon Breath would have KO'd me. So I thought it was going to be a tie. Good game. Moving on. Gyarados into Giratina. This is really good because if they switch out, I have really good answers, right? In the back, and they do switch out into that Mole Excadrill, which is really good. Because again, this whole team can fight Giratina, which is what I like about it, right? So I'm going to go ahead and take this one. It's going to be a Rock Slide. I can take one Rock Slide. That's fine. I knew they had two. I'm going to go ahead and shield this one up. And yep, going to be a Rock Slide. I'm going to go ahead and get off this Aqua Tail right now. See if my opponent wants to shield us. See if they let this one go. They do let it go. It's not going to be enough to KO. And I actually let this Gyarados go, but to my surprise, my opponent throws a Drill Run. I guess they threw a Drill Run because, I don't know why they threw a Drill Run, probably because they thought, it didn't really matter, I'm going to shield it anyway. But no, they actually, I don't know. That's my only thought, unless it was a misclick, but it's going to be Togekiss. I'm going to switch out right away. If my opponent brings in Giratina, they're going to be, all the moves are resistant besides Dragon Pulse, if they have it. And they tried to catch a Thunder Punch. I wasn't going to throw it right away. So that's fine. I do hit them with the high horsepower. My opponent did switch in Giratina, so who knows? Maybe they do have Dragon Pulse. Spoiler warning, they don't. So totally fine by me. I'm not going to bait this time. I'm just going to go ahead and go straight for the high horsepower. Just to get off the damage. Or pick up the shield, and my opponent does let it go. Togekiss is coming in. If I can make it to a Thunder Punch, it will be enough to either KO or get the shield. I know it has to get the shield. I do make it. So if they don't, so when they get shield, what I'm gonna do is switch out into Florges, and just I'll be able to get two of that. I still have a shield. Plus, I wouldn't get KO'd from any one attack anyway, and I'd be able to make it to the Dazzling Gleam. Good game. Well played to my opponent. I'm gonna be able to, those are really good games. I'm gonna be able to win that one, and I'll see you all in the next one. Have a good day. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.